Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Like any creative accomplishment, writing is part inspiration and part effort. Bob Coldine talks with author Walt Goodridge about the creative process of writing.
We may not always think we are unique or interesting, but we all have stories to tell.
Beyond that, there's just a cultural aspect. Being Chamorro or Carolinian or even Filipino or a contract worker from Bangladesh, your experience is something that the rest of the world probably has never encountered before. And though you may think it's a daily grind, you'd be surprised how many people might really be interested in what your daily life, walking around Tinian, picking hot peppers.
Walt Goodridge has worked with residents to publish their own personal stories.
This one is a book that was written by one of my workshop attendees. This is Drinking Seawater, which is Riza Ramos's experience being out in Sodalore back in 2015. Her roof blew off and she and her family were out in the 180-mile-an-hour winds, so she wrote a story about that. This one was one of the first books I wrote on Saipan with the help of Chunyu Wang, a garment factory worker, and this has been used in about 3 different colleges in the United States in their textiles and their women's studies courses.
He offers this practical advice to aspiring writers.
Work from a list. And what I mean by that is I separate the creativity from the assembly. And what I mean by that is oftentimes inspiration can come late at night, early in the morning, while I'm driving, while I'm washing dishes, while I'm watching, videos. So the inspiration, the creative, the actual creation of the book can occur at any time throughout your day and through your life. That is not the actual writing process. So when those inspirational ideas hit you, I would suggest writing it on your list.
That's because inspiration does not follow a schedule.
That the creative process isn't what people think it is. And you can't force the creativity to happen at 6 in the morning when you sit down to write. It may happen of its own accord 2 in the afternoon when you're not ready to write. So that's where the list comes in.
After that, then sit down.
Then the assembly part of the process is when you sit down at 2 or 3 in the morning and actually now start to assemble the book. And through the magic of cut and paste and rearranging, you can do all of that. And so that's what I advise people to do. Separate the creativity from the actual assembly, work from lists so you always have something to do.
One issue that everyone faces, time. But Goodridge says, hey, think about it like this.
I told you, Bob, that next week I need you to be at the corner of Beach Road and Quartermaster Road at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and I'll have $1 million for you. Your answer wouldn't be, oh, I don't have the time, I got to see what your answer would be, I'd be there. And that's the sort of commitment you can bring to your writing. You can decide that this is worth it regardless of the payoff.
Thank you, Bob. And